it's me, Sam B. Listen, big tech has had a huge impact on society. YouTube has changed the way we use video, Google has changed the way we learn information, and Facebook has completely revolutionized the way our uncles are racist. But the tech industry isn't all fun and Snapchat filters. That's why we dedicated these segments of our show to exploring how big tech exploits its minimal government oversight. Enjoy. It's almost 2020, which means it's almost time for another election, which means fake news. And if you thought the last round of fake news was bad, LOL, wait till you see what's coming next. Deepfakes. Deepfakes are videos created using artificial intelligence and deep learning to make things like this Steve Buscemi-Jennifer Lawrence mashup.
This was very, truly surprising for me.
Ah, kill it, I hate it. Where did deepfakes come from?
In 2017, a Reddit user named Deepfake popularized this technology by naturally creating porn, which swapped people's faces.
Okay, they would take celebrities and face swap
Yes.
with a porn star.
Yes. Behind every new technology, there is someone trying to have sex with it.
Good for us. I'm proud of us. Should we just put like the porn people on climate change?
Absolutely.
Look at that big juicy eye of the hurricane. Would you like to fuck that? Huh? Honestly, we deserve to die. Anyway, for more on deepfakes, I sat down with the guy who made this Pete Davidson Ariana Grande nightmare.
This has been one of the best years of my career and the worst of my life.
Meet the fakening. Is it hard to make a deepfake? Could I make one?
You can if you're willing to put the time in. All the software is free and open source. When everyone starts out, they get a free Nicolas Cage starter kit.
A Nick Cage starter kit is a real thing that people get?
Yeah. When you go to download the software for the first time, there's a link to a Nicolas Cage face set.
So you could put Nick Cage's face on my body.
That's correct.
Can you do it whenever?
Sure.
Could you do it now?
Of course.
Oh my God, I look amazing. This is exciting and horrible. It's terrifying. The bees, not the bees. I'm gonna go into that place and I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. It's gonna be awesome. Look at us. We look insane. Oh my God, the world is gonna end, and we are going to hasten it. Face swaps, facial remapping, and a fuck ton of other deepfake techniques are not illegal. And voice swapping is just a year away. How much worse can it get? Please say not that much worse.
I think it can get significantly worse.
Oh God.
I mean, if you look at election interference, say, you no longer actually have to hack emails to smear somebody. If you can engineer a tape at the right time, you can sway presidency. Deepfakes chip away at our sense of what reality is. So imagine a world where instead of talking about whether or not the wall should be built, we're talking about whether the wall has been built or hasn't been built, whether it exists or not. And if we can't agree on the basic facts, how can we discuss something that is divisive and needs nuance?
The answer is we can't. We're dead. Imagine what Russia could do with this tech. Oh my God, forget Russia. Using my team of novices, I made Mitch McConnell actually tell the truth about Merrick Garland.
What we did was attack Merrick Garland's background and try to destroy him. I descended on Capitol Hill and tried to intimidate our members into opposing this good man's nomination.
Yeah, that's totally fake, and I made it. What else could we do with this earth-ending technology?
Could maybe scrub actors out of things that we wish they weren't in anymore.
Oh my God, we could erase Bill Cosby from The Cosby Show and replace him with Oprah. Let's save all the problematic shows. I want to do Roseanne next. Oh, I merged seamlessly with her. That's interesting. How about Woody Allen? Annie and I broke up, and I still can't get my mind around that, you know? The possibilities are endless. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try this out on the godfather of fake news himself, Donald Trump. I asked Anthony Atamanuik to provide his voice and used facial remapping to make the presidential statement we've all been waiting for.
I believe in climate change. It's a tremendously big league problem. The hugest. And I think the Me Too movement is totally fabulous. And I love Time's Up, and I believe all women, no matter what. And I apologize to all the beautiful women who I've hurt, groped, screamed at, fanny patted, armpit twisted, tuned and Tokyo'd, and all the rest. And believe me, racism is a totally big problem. These Nazis are bad guys. Totally bad, even the tiki torch ones. And finally, the pee-pee tape. Only it's not the pee-pee you think, because the pee-pee tape is totally real, but the pee is way worse, more brown, more of a bile, thick, like a Nickelodeon slime. Thank you, good night, God bless America, and oh yeah, I don't believe in God. I don't even know who Jesus is. He sounds like a real rabble-rouser.
The world can seem like a pretty dark place right now, so you'll be happy to know that someone is doing great. Facebook!
What data user scandal? Facebook just keeps growing. It now has 2.2 billion users worldwide. During the first 3 months of the year, Facebook's users grew 13%.
Yeah, but that 13% bump was just from all the senators signing up to find out what Facebook is. Or maybe they're doing so well because Mark Zuckerberg is genuinely devoted to fixing things.
It was my mistake, and I'm sorry. I started Facebook, I run it, and I'm responsible for what happens here.
I believe him. That upgraded sincerity algorithm is really convincing. I don't know, maybe Zuck really does want to make Facebook better. The problem is that everything about the way he built Facebook makes a simple fix impossible. Scraping personal data has been Zuckerberg's business model even before Facebook was Facebook.
Before Mark Zuckerberg launched Facebook, he created something called Face Mash. Face Mash used photos of Harvard girls and then asked users to choose the hotter person.
Zuckerberg hacked into the school's computers to collect images of students.
Obviously, people felt mocked or exposed, and it was one of the first big experiences that Mark had with the privacy issues of the masses.
And what he learned from that experience was, shrug, me like money. He also learned that if you want to abuse users' data, all you have to do is apologize. And apologize, and apologize.
Why did the founder of the hugely popular Facebook website apologize to millions today for invading their privacy?
The founder of Facebook was trying to save some face today by saying, "I'm sorry."
He confesses that the website's complex privacy controls are just too much, and he pledges to do better.
Facebook has come out and apologized.
Mark Zuckerberg posted to the Facebook blog, quote, "I am the first to admit we've made a bunch of mistakes about privacy." Zuckerberg has posted 25 times in Facebook history. 10 of those are essentially apologies.
This was a major breach of trust, and I'm really sorry that this happened.
You know a man has fucked up when he's forced to apologize as much as a woman. But while they apologized in public, Facebook didn't actually give much of a shit about solving privacy issues, according to former Facebook operations manager Sandy Parakilas.
I had been the main person who was working on privacy issues. It was a real hornet's nest of problems because they were giving access to all this Facebook data to developers with very few controls.
Did you bring this to the attention of the higher-ups, the executives?
Yeah, a number of folks, including several executives. They prioritized the growth of users, the growth in the data they could collect, and their ability to monetize that through advertising.
Okay, but privacy is not gonna pay for your life-size foosball table. They just have a really fun work culture. It's like they work hard, but they also play hard. Now, I don't think it's entirely fair to say that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't care about privacy. I mean, he did buy 4 neighboring houses to protect his own, and he uses those houses to throw some crazy parties. But it hasn't stopped Facebook from strip mining the world's personal data. It reads Facebook messages. If you have an Android, it can save your call and text data. Even if you've never used Facebook, you may still have a shadow profile that they created based on information your friends unknowingly shared. Shadow Profile is also the name of my tasteful independent Cinemax movie. They are also great at providing a nurturing environment for hate. Facebook's community standards are often nonsensical, and even when they're not, human Facebook moderators get to interpret these standards. And you know how awful humans are, which is how posts like an event encouraging motorists to run over Black Lives Matter protesters were allowed to stay up. But don't worry, Facebook moderators did take down dozens of posts that said men are scum. So at the least, some people's feelings aren't getting hurt. Now, I'm pretty sure that Facebook's community standards are just a guy wearing a shirt that says, "You do you, bro." Ads can also capitalize on hate speech.
Facebook under fire. The social media giant removing a feature that potentially allowed advertisers to target people with anti-Semitic views, including those who listed Nazi Party as their employer.
You could say it's automating and monetizing anti-Semitism.
Through a series of tests on Facebook's self-service ad buying platforms, reporters were able to target almost 2,300 people who expressed interest in Jew Hater, How to Burn Jews, and Why Jews Ruin the World.
Oh, but if I can't target Jew haters, how will I ever sell my Steve Bannon action figure? If you press a button on his back, his pockmarks ooze pus. And Facebook doesn't just hurt people online, it contributes to real violence. In Sri Lanka, Facebook ignored posts full of viral rumors and hate speech about the Muslim minority, though government officials begged them to take them down. Even after the posts led a mob to destroy Muslim-owned businesses and kill a young Muslim man, Facebook left them up. Posts like the ones that led to the death of that young man in Sri Lanka and inflamed genocide against the Rohingya people in Myanmar are promoted by Facebook's algorithm because they get a lot of engagement. Facebook profits off of human attention, and the best ways to hold humans' attention are also the worst things about us. Tribalism, fear, hate, minion memes. Facebook's product is us, our clicks, our personal information. Of course, they're not the only business ever to use that model. I mean, I can only stand here right now because it helps sell Jeep Cherokees. Jeep Cherokee, beep, beep, it's car time. But Facebook is by far the most powerful, and that's a problem. Facebook isn't evil. Facebook is more like a robot that eats human skin. I mean, maybe that robot does amazing things like cure cancer or make Thin Mints, and that is great. But it's fueling those amazing things with human skin. And you can't be surprised when a human skin-eating robot starts skinning people. That's what you built it to do. The only way to stop it from building skin traps is to either shut it down or fundamentally change the way it works. Also, no one cares that you built the skin bot in your fucking dorm room. So, hey, you oatmeal-colored tadpole man, you better knock it off with the who me, I'm just a cute little millennial shtick. You are one of the most powerful men in the world. You built this monster and it made you rich. It is your job to kill it. Get this shit under control before you oopsie another genocide. I mean, if you don't mind, sir, please don't tank our Facebook videos. Don't forget to like and share.
If this year is any indication, the black future is gonna be sick. Hovercar Uber pools, glowy donut weapons, and the dopest outfits. I cannot wait to get my publicly funded vagina pants. So I went to talk to 2 experts to find out just how awesome our future's gonna be.
Black Panther told me we're gonna have a bright future for black people, with Vibranium, with Michael B. Jordan.
Wow, no. If things keep on the way that they are, I don't know how optimistic our future is.
So wait, the future's less Black Panther and more Black Mirror?
Technology often gets used in service of other people's interests, not in the service of black people and our future. Whether it's facial recognition or predictive policing. We see bias in credit decisions, see bias in terms of the ads we get to see. Even like Snapchat couldn't recognize my face.
Oh, I go through the same thing.
Whoa, I guess there is a lot of bias in our tech, which affects our policing, our housing, our cameras, our soap, our beauty contests. There's so much. Please, can you just show me one nice headline? Ah, that's better. But it turns out that all this bias is in our tech because of Al Gore's rhythms?
All right, so an algorithm.
I know there's that song that's like, we are a part of an algorithm nation, you know?
Yeah, that's not it.
Okay.
So an algorithm is basically a set of instructions for a computer. It's usually using data from the past to make predictions into the future.
What's the biggest risk that we could have?
Let's just take predictive policing. If you live in a community where people are over-arrested, that's going to be predicted into the future.
People make choices, and our choices influence the future that we have, right?
Right. What is this? What's happening? Do I have to? Okay.
And bias is worse when the tech designers have racial blind spots, which is often, given that the industry is as white as, well, Al Gore's rhythms.
Most artificial intelligence and AI is not in the hands of black people. If black people were in charge of predictive policing, instead of pointing it at grandma's neighborhood, we might point that technology at, say, Wall Street. And I feel like we know that we can predict a lot of crime is going to happen there.
And the systems that technology is embedded with are systems that are biased.
So because humans can have racial bias, our technology can have racial bias.
Absolutely.
In that respect, we're a long ways away from Black Panther.
Everything you said sucked. I mean, it's very smart, but it sucks.
Now that I learned the truth about our technology, I couldn't help but see our entire world differently. Algorithmic bias means all our technology could be racist.
I hear a black woman existing. Calling 911.
Delivery for Sasher Samantha.
Damn delivery drones.
You're very articulate.
Looking for some hope, I headed to the offices of Jessica O. Matthews. Her startup, Uncharted Power, began by inventing everyday objects that could generate electricity, which she's doing right now, in heels while wearing an Armani jumpsuit. Okay, there's no way she's human.
I do need to make sure that you're not a robot. Do you mind reading this CAPTCHA?
I think there are just a few flaws in this test.
Spoken like a true robot.
Could this robot be one of the good ones?
We have an opportunity to create the world that we want. If they are planning for a world where black people don't exist, that's gonna be a real boring, bland-ass world. I mean, can you imagine a world where Beyonce isn't still killing the game?
Oh my gosh.
She's right. It's about envisioning ourselves at the center of our future. We don't need Bilbo. We can create our own, what should I call it? Black later on in timeism.
Yeah, Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism?
A reimagining of the future with black people, society's most marginalized people, at the center.
And it turns out that centering diverse voices isn't just good philosophy, it's also good business. Hear that, tech bros? Racism is stupid for 2 reasons.
Diversity isn't a charity thing, it's an economic thing, right?
One thing we can think about is giving money and power to people who don't traditionally have it, to black and brown entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because we have Black Girl Magic.
We do have Black Girl Magic, but we also need Black Girl money, and
yeah.
Black Girl power, right?
Yeah, maybe we should start investing in black women rather than black turtlenecks.
I think black women are often at the epicenter of these calls for change, even in big tech.
I think that we're starting to have critical conversations about the technology that we build and the impact that it has on folks who are already marginalized.
Black women, we just don't quit. We know that the world will be a better place if we keep doing what we're doing.
So I feel super hopeful. I think the whole Black experience is about hope.
That's right. If people will just get the hell out of the way and let amazing black women lead, we might have a bright future after all.
Oh. Shazam! I'm from the future! Are you here to tell us how good it is for black people in the future? Well, Green Book 5 just won Best Picture, so we still have a ways to go. And now it's just about white guys driving each other. But the outfits are cool, huh? Yeah. Now I'm going back to the future. Can you still see me? I don't remember how I got in, so I'm just gonna take a lap around the building.
This time time last week, I thought the worst thing about YouTube was Logan Paul. Oh, he looks like if high school became a man. But I was wrong. Turns out it's YouTube itself. Last week, the New York Times revealed that the platform's recommendation system pushes viewers with pedophilic tastes towards videos of children. For example, a user who starts with an erotic video on YouTube might be recommended videos of progressively younger women until some viewers are shown videos of girls as young as 5 or 6 wearing bathing suits. Fucking horrifying. I would have tweeted about it, but after reading that article, I threw all of my family's phones in a river. Now the ducks are on a group thread and Gina's starting drama again. Experts say that YouTube could fix this creepy problem by just turning off the recommendation engine for videos with children in them. So far, YouTube has refused to do that. This isn't even the first time this year that YouTube has been caught catering to pedophiles. No one else could get away with that. Even Woody Allen only married one daughter. YouTube hasn't shown much interest in changing their algorithm because actually it's working exactly as it's designed, according to New York Times tech columnist Kevin Roose.
No, this is not an accident at all. The way it works is essentially by sort of constructing an individual model of you, the user, and figuring out which videos will get you to keep watching the longest. And so in 2017 or around there, they implemented a new kind of AI called Reinforce that was even better at steering people into new interests and new parts of YouTube that maybe they hadn't been to before.
That's why if you watch too many of my videos on YouTube, you'll end up watching Barefoot Contessa, then it'll recommend the Property Brothers, and then eventually ISIS recruitment videos. Guys, don't join! And YouTube's algorithm doesn't just put kids in danger. Last week, Carlos Maza, a video producer for Vox, shared that he's experienced prolonged racist and homophobic abuse from a right-wing YouTuber. Not only did YouTube's algorithm pave the way for those abusive videos to become massively popular, but YouTube allowed him to profit off of them. Of course, YouTube pushed those videos. Controversy drives clicks, clicks inspire more content creation, and the more videos you make, the greater your visibility and monetary reward. When YouTube was made aware of the harassment against Maza, they did what they do best, basically nothing.
In a tweet, Carlos Maza, YouTube says that they conducted an in-depth review of the videos that were flagged to them. They say that what they saw was clearly hurtful, but the videos do not violate their policies.
Oh, that is a shame. If only YouTube had a policy against hurtful content. Specifically, and I mean, it would be crazy if this existed, a policy against content that makes hurtful and negative personal comments videos about another person. Oh, that's right, they do. But instead of enforcing that, they simply demonetize Maza's harasser's channel, which forbids the user from getting a cut of the ad revenue. They're not kicking him out, they're just cutting off his allowance. Oh, talk about LGBTQ allyship. Yes, YouTube, just keep all that homophobia money for yourself. But there are lots of other racist and homophobic channels on YouTube, and not all of their victims have Carlos Maza's platform. Most of YouTube's fucked up culture war is taking place on the margins, and it pays to be there. And in explaining the decisions of who gets to stay and who gets to go, YouTube also inadvertently gives instructions for how to work around those rules, like how they said that using racial, homophobic, or sexist epithets on their own don't necessarily violate policies, and they'll only remove videos for which the primary purpose is hate or harassment. God, super helpful. It's like if the first rule of Fight Club was don't talk about Fight Club, but the second rule was, but here are some ways you can still legally discuss Fight Club. YouTube won't proactively address the problems of their algorithm for one reason. Their business model depends on it. And as long as they keep making billions of dollars from gross shit, they have no real incentive to change. In fact, YouTube's employees raised concerns about the false, incendiary, and toxic content online and even made suggestions about how to curb it, but they each got the same response: don't rock the boat. That's why blaming YouTube's algorithm alone won't solve things. The algorithm is only a tool, and as is the case with all tools, I briefly dated it in college. I'm sorry. I mean, Like all tools, it's the people making it and using it who are responsible when it harms someone. The algorithm was designed by people. Algorithms are racist because people are racist. Algorithms are greedy because people are greedy. Algorithms constantly try to sell me bras with one enormous cup and one tiny cup because, well, who knows? Obviously, it's a bug.